Welcome to First Player Token, a podcast and YouTube channel for folks who enjoy playing board games with family and friends. I'm your host, Derek Bruff. In this video, I'm going to get you ready for your first play of Knarr, a game about making your fortune as a Viking. In this Viking game, fortunes come through trading, not raiding. Players take turns recruiting Vikings to their ship's crew, then sailing to distant lands to establish trade routes. Your trade routes will earn you victory points, as will the songs that the skalds sing about you. Knarr is an engine building game. On many of your turns, you'll add a Viking card from your hand to your crew. Each time you do so, you'll activate the new Viking, getting some reward, as well as all the Vikings in your crew of the same color. So if you keep playing Vikings of the same color, you'll get more and more rewards each time you do so. I'll come back and explain these rewards in a minute. Unlike other engine building games, you won't spend the entire game building your engine. There will be times when you want to tear down your engine too. See the destination cards? These represent the trading routes you're after. To secure a trading route, you'll need to discard Vikings from your crew that match the colors shown on the destination card. So if I wanted to establish a trading route here, I would need to discard 2 blue Vikings from my crew. Once I've done so, I can now add that destination card to my trading routes. Giving up your crew to establish a trading route represents the Vikings that settle in that new land to secure that trading route. As you play Knarr, you'll build up your engine to activate lots of rewards, then tear down that engine to get the big points that come with trade routes. This provides the core tension of the game. At the start of the game, each player will have a ship, 2 Viking cards of different colors in their initial crew, and a hand of 3 Viking cards that you'll keep secret from other players. You'll also have 3 recruit tokens. These are helmets on the tokens, although if you turn them upside down, they totally look like beards. And 3 bracelet tokens. You should have 1 recruit token and 1 bracelet token in your active slots with the others in reserve. I'll explain what they do in a minute. In the middle of the table, you'll set out the game board along with 5 Viking cards that form the recruitment market and 6 destination cards that are available for trade. You'll notice they come in 2 rows. The bottom row cards are not worth points, but are a lot easier to get. The top row cards are worth points, but are harder to get. You'll also see on the game board that we have a score track around the outside, and this reputation track that goes along that direction. On your turn, you can either recruit a Viking to your crew or explore a destination. If you recruit, you'll play a Viking card from your hand to your crew area, activating the reward on that card, as well as the rewards in any Viking cards of the same color. Once you've done that, you'll need to add a Viking card to your hand, and this is the part of the game that can be most confusing. Over in the recruitment market on the main board, you'll see we have 5 positions, each of which has a color associated with it. The Viking available in that position may or may not match the color, but it's the color of the position that matters. To refill your hand, you'll pick up a Viking from the position that matches the color of the Viking you just played. Since I just played a blue, I'll have to go over to the blue column and take this Viking into my hand. You might not get something you want, however, which leads us to the first use of the recruit tokens. You can spin one of these from your active area to pick up any one Viking of the market, regardless of which position it's in. You'll often want Vikings in specific colors, so having a recruit token on hand for this flexibility can be important. For instance, without using a recruit token, I would be stuck getting this red card from the blue position, but if I spend a recruit token, I can shop anywhere I want, and maybe I'll pick up this purple one here because I have a purple Viking in my crew and I want to synergize with that later. To recap, you'll play a Viking from your hand to your crew, then refill your hand from the recruitment market. You'll never play a Viking from the market straight into your crew. Okay, now it's time to talk about all the icons you've noticed on the Viking cards. Remember, when you play a Viking card, you'll activate that Viking and all the others of its same color that are in your crew. The triangular symbol represents a victory point, So when you activate a Viking with that symbol, you'll score a point immediately. I'll move my point token around the point track here to show that. The helmet or beard symbol means that you get one of these recruit tokens. Move one from your reserve over to your active area in your ship. If you're already full with 3 recruit tokens, you can't get any more. The bracelet symbol works similarly. When you activate a bracelet symbol, you will move one of your bracelets from your reserve over to your active area. Again, if you already have 3, you can't get any more. I'll get to what the bracelets do later. This blue symbol right here, let's take a look at that. That is some type of stringed instrument. It represents the songs that the skalds sing about your adventures. When you activate one of those, you move up 1 spot on the reputation track. So I would go, there's a little reminder there. I would move up 1 when I activate that symbol. This track can generate free points for you. At the start of your turn, if your reputation exceeds the 1 victory point level, you'll earn 1 victory point. If you've passed the 2 victory point level, you'll get 2 victory points at the start of every turn. And if your reputation is high enough, you might get 3 points at the start of your turn, or even 5 points at the start of your turn. If you're getting 5 points every turn, you're probably going to win this game. To recap, if you choose to recruit a Viking on your turn, you'll play one from your hand to the crew, activating that Viking and all the others of that color. Then you'll pick up a new Viking from the market into your hand from the position that matches the color of the Viking you played. You can use your recruit token to break this rule and pick any of the 5 available Vikings. The other thing you can do on your turn is to explore a destination. Each destination has a cost in the upper left of the card showing the colors of the crew cards you'll have to discard to explore that destination. If I wanted to get this destination, I'll have to discard 2 of my blue Vikings. To do so, I can pick any 2 that I want, which is nice. I don't have to take the top 2 or the bottom 2. This card would require me to discard 3 red Vikings and 2 yellow Vikings. I'm not even close to that. This destination requires 3 Vikings of different colors. You'll also see some destination cards that require 3 or 4 Vikings of the same color, your choice of colors. But let's take a look at this one. This will require me to discard 3 green Vikings and 2 blue Vikings. I can totally do that. Now, the upper right of the destination cards show you the rewards you'll get when you explore that destination. Most of these symbols are the same ones you see on the Viking cards. You've got your recruit tokens, your bracelets, your reputation track. Sometimes you'll see this icon with a card and a plus in it. This one lets you take the top card of the Viking deck. That's the deck of cards that's been feeding this card market down here. You'll just add that Viking directly into your crew. Very important. When you add a crew card this way, nothing activates. It just means you'll have more options for activating later. The top row cards also have victory points listed on them. They range from 4 to 9 in some cases. When you explore those destinations, you instantly score those victory points. And since the game is over when someone hits 40, these can be quite valuable. Now, exploring these destinations can be costly in terms of your Viking crew. This is where the second use of the recruit tokens comes in. You can spend 1 or more recruit tokens instead of using crew cards to pay for a destination. So for instance, if I wanted to get this destination and I had 2 recruit tokens handy, I could choose any 2 of these costs to be paid by the recruit tokens. Maybe I want to save my blue cards for later, so I would discard 3 green crew members and 2 recruit tokens. That allows me to pay this cost here and explore that destination, keeping my blue Viking crew cards for later. This use of the recruit tokens works for all the destinations, including the ones on the bottom row. These only cost 2 or 3 crew to explore, so you'll often be spending 2 or 3 recruit tokens to get one of these bottom row destinations without sacrificing any crew cards. What about the bottoms of these destination cards? These represent your trading routes. When you explore a new destination card, you'll place it at the top of your ship, stacking it on top of what's already there. So let's suppose I had this one, and I don't know, maybe this one as well. I'll refill these. You'll notice that these destination cards give you 3 columns with various rewards listed on the columns. Now it's time to explain these bracelet tokens. At the beginning of your turn, you may spend 1, 2, or 3 bracelet tokens from your active area to activate these columns. 1 token will activate the first column. 2 tokens, if I had it, would activate the first 2 columns. And if I was able to save up 3 tokens and spend them all at once, I'll activate all 3 columns. So in this example, 1 bracelet would give me 1 victory point. 2 bracelets would give me 2 victory points, a reputation point, and a recruit token. And 3 bracelets would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 victory points, the reputation point, and the recruit token. You can build quite a machine out of these columns, assuming you can keep getting bracelet tokens from your crew cards. Note that the bottom row destinations, they're called trading lands, tend to have more in their trading zones, and they're easier to obtain, but they don't give you direct victory points like the top row does. These are the lands of influence. These give you big points, but often don't have much in their trading zones. To recap, if you choose to explore a destination card on your turn, you'll pay the cost for that card in crew members or recruit tokens, get whatever instant rewards or points the card provides, then add the card above your ship to extend your trading routes. And on any turn, whether you recruit a crew member or explore a destination, you can spend your bracelet tokens at the start or end of your turn to activate those trading routes. Usually when I teach a game, there's one rule I forget to include. For Knarr, it's often this rule. When you need to replace a Viking in the market, because it's been added to a player's hand, you'll draw one from the top of the Viking deck. If the deck is empty, and the size of the deck will depend on how many players are in the game, if the deck is empty, you'll shuffle the discards, that is, all the Viking cards that came from players turning in Vikings for destinations, and you'll make that the new draw deck. If, however, the draw deck and the discards are empty, then the player who has the most Vikings in their crew has to discard a Viking of their choice to fill in the gap. So there's an incentive here not to build your crew indefinitely. Please note that this rule doesn't come in effect that often, so don't worry too much about building out your crew, but do keep an eye on the draw and discard decks. If they're getting low and you have the biggest crew, it's probably time to send some of those Vikings to a new destination. Knarr ends when one player reaches 40 or more victory points, so all the way around here on the victory point track. The current round will then finish so that every player has the same number of turns. You will have to remember which player was the first player. There's actually no first player token in this game, sadly. The winner of Knarr is the player with the most points after that final round. It's quite possible for one player to hit 40 and trigger the final round, and then another player to score more than 40 and actually win the game. One thing I like about Knarr is that there are multiple ways to score the 40 or more points you need to win. You might invest in crew cards that give you victory points, specializing in 1 or 2 colors so that you get lots of activations every turn. Or you might lean into that reputation track, aiming to get 5 free points every turn. Or you can explore destinations that yield points directly or through trading routes. You've got lots of options, and I've seen them all work to win games. That's it. You're now ready for your first play of Knarr. I've been your host and teacher, Derek Bruff. Thanks for watching. Now it's time to play some games.